a report on common unhealthy foods in the U.S. market and food service environments. Objective: to identify, categorize, and analyze the nutritional profile and associated health risks of widely available unhealthy foods. Executive summary. The American food landscape is saturated with products engineered for hyperpalatability, convenience, and long shelf life. These foods typically rely on a combination of three core elements: refined sugar/carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, saturated and trans, and high levels of sodium. This report categorizes these foods to provide a clear framework for understanding their composition and their detrimental effects on human health, which include increased risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, and chronic inflammation. Category 1: Sugary breakfast foods. These items are marketed as convenient morning meals but often contain as much sugar as a dessert, leading to a blood sugar spike and subsequent energy crash. Examples: frosted cereals, Pop-Tarts, granola bars, pancakes/waffles with syrup, flavored instant oatmeal, most commercial muffins, donuts. Deep dive: sugary breakfast cereal. Key unhealthy components: refined sugar, high fructose corn syrup, HFCS, refined grains, e.g., degerminated cornmeal, refined wheat flour, artificial colors, and flavors. Approximate quantification and analysis: per 1 cup serving, which is often more realistic than the tiny listed serving size. Sugar, 15 to 25 grams. Many people consume even more. Fiber, less than 1 to 2 grams. Sodium, 200 to 350 milligrams. Why it's unhealthy: starts the day with a massive insulin spike, promoting fat storage and leading to mid-morning hunger and cravings. It lacks protein and fiber, which are essential for satiety and stable energy. The refined grains are stripped of their natural nutrients. It is essentially a dessert soup for breakfast. Category 2: Deep-fried appetizers and entrees. The process of deep frying submerges food in hot oil, causing it to absorb a significant amount of fat and calories. The type and age of the oil are critical risk factors. Examples: French fries, onion rings, chicken nuggets, fried chicken, corn dogs, mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, fried fish fillets, e.g., in Filet-O-Fish. Deep dive: chicken nuggets, fast food, 10 pieces. Key unhealthy components: mechanically separated chicken and slurry, can include skin and other parts, modified food starch and other fillers, high sodium, oil from frying, often containing trans fats. Approximate quantification and analysis. Calories, 450 to 550. Fat, 25 to 35 grams, with 5-8 g saturated fat and potentially 0.5-1 g trans fat. Sodium, 900 to 1,100 milligrams. Why it's unhealthy: these are ultra-processed products. The chicken is often less than 50% of the nugget, with the rest being fillers, water, and seasoning. The extreme sodium level contributes to high blood pressure. The high fat content, especially if trans fats are present from the frying oil, is detrimental to heart health. Category 3: Processed and cured meats. These meats are modified to extend shelf life or enhance flavor through methods like curing, smoking, salting, or adding chemical preservatives. Examples: hot dogs, bacon, sausages, pepperoni, salami, bologna, canned meats, e.g., Spam, most deli cold cuts, turkey, ham, roast beef. Deep dive: classic hot dog on a white bun. Key unhealthy components: processed mystery meat, high saturated fat, extreme sodium, nitrates and nitrites, NO2- and NO3-, refined flour bun. Approximate quantification and analysis. Sodium, 500 to 700 milligrams in the sausage alone. With bun and condiments, this can exceed 1,200 milligrams. Saturated fat, 6 to 8 grams. Nitrates/nitrites, these are preservatives used to maintain color and prevent bacterial growth. Why it's unhealthy: the World Health Organization, WHO, has classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there is strong evidence that it causes cancer, particularly colorectal cancer. This is linked to the nitrates and nitrites, which can form carcinogenic compounds, nitrosamines, in the body. The high sodium and saturated fat content are major risk factors for heart disease. Category 4, high sodium packaged snacks. These are shelf-stable, hyperpalatable snacks engineered to make you eat more. Their primary health concern is their astronomical sodium content and use of refined carbohydrates. Examples: potato chips, pretzels, flavored crackers, e.g., Cheez-Its, cheese puffs, microwave popcorn, butter-flavored, salted nuts. Deep dive, microwave popcorn, butter flavor, 1 bag. Key unhealthy components: partially hydrogenated oil, trans fat source, palm oil, saturated fat, extreme sodium, diacetyl and other artificial butter flavorings. Approximate quantification and analysis. Fat, 12 to 20 grams, of which 4-6 g can be saturated and 1-5 g can be trans fat. Sodium, 400 to 600 milligrams. Why it's unhealthy: many brands still use partially hydrogenated oils, a primary source of artificial trans fat, which is devastating for cholesterol levels. The chemical diacetyl, used for the butter flavor, has been linked to severe lung disease, popcorn lung, in factory workers, and its effects from consumption are a concern. Category 5, sugary confectionery and desserts. Purely recreational foods that offer almost no nutritional value and are vehicles for massive amounts of sugar and unhealthy fats. Examples: candy bars, packaged cookies, commercial ice cream, milkshakes, brownies, cupcakes. Deep dive, fast food milkshake, large, vanilla. Key unhealthy components: high fructose corn syrup, sugar, milk fat, gums and stabilizers. Approximate quantification and analysis. Calories, 700 to 900. Sugar, 80 to 120 grams. This is the equivalent of 2 to 3 cans of soda. Fat, 20 to 30 grams, 15-20 g saturated. Why it's unhealthy: this is one of the most calorie and sugar-dense items available. Consuming this amount of sugar in one sitting sends the body's metabolic system into chaos, causing a tremendous insulin surge and overwhelming the liver. It's a direct contributor to visceral fat gain, insulin resistance, and inflammation. It is not a beverage, it is a liquid candy bar. Category 6, common fast food and canteen entrees. These are staple meals in fast food restaurants, canteens, and food courts, designed for speed and flavor, not health. They combine multiple unhealthy elements into a single meal. Examples: cheeseburgers, large burritos, Philly cheesesteaks, General Tso's chicken, boxed macaroni and cheese, most commercial pizza slices. Deep dive, large fast food burrito, e.g., steak/chicken with all toppings. Key unhealthy components: massive refined flour tortilla, high sodium marinades on meat, fatty sour cream and cheese, rice, often cooked with oil/salt. Approximate quantification and analysis. Calories, 1,000 to 1,400. Sodium, 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams. This exceeds the entire recommended daily limit. Saturated fat, 15 to 25 grams. Carbohydrates, 100 to 150 grams, mostly refined. Why it's unhealthy: it's a sodium bomb that can dramatically elevate blood pressure. The calorie count is equivalent to 50 to 70% of an entire day's requirement for a moderately active adult, packed into one meal. The enormous refined carbohydrate load from the tortilla and rice contributes to blood sugar dysregulation and weight gain. This report covers the main categories of unhealthy foods widely available. The recurring themes are clear. When you are ready, we will compile a parallel report on healthy foods, showcasing the beneficial alternatives to every category listed here.